You ever have one of those nights where every creak in your house suddenly feels alive? Faye 2025 takes that exact feeling and turns it into a full-blown nightmare. I watched this one on YouTube, and it's written, directed by, and stars Madeline Doherty, alongside Zoe Bishop and Charlie Bourne. It's a small cast, tight setting, found footage style, and honestly, it uses a setup better than a lot of bigger budget versions of the same idea. In the final phase of a trauma study, Maddie films her first nights alone since the incident. But as she records, the feeling of being watched returns. The story itself is pretty decent. It starts simple, grounded, and effective, but towards the end it does get a little tangled and starts working against itself. Nothing bad, just a case of short film trying to do a little bit too much in its final stretch. The pacing moves well, it never drags, but some of the way the story is pushed forward, especially like the text messages and those police interview inserts, they feel a little bit amateurish and can kind of take you out of the moment. Still, it's quick, clean, and it gets to the point. Acting wise, this is one of the stronger found footage shorts I've come across recently. Nobody feels stiff, nobody gives those weird, awkward line deliveries that break immersion. Everyone feels natural enough that in their fear that it lands the way it's supposed to. But the real winner of this film is the atmosphere. This thing is legitimately creepy. It nails that Home Alone freaking yourself out at every noise vibe perfectly. It reminded me of every late night where your brain tells you the house is watching you back. Visually, the cinematography is great, especially for a found footage short. Up until the final scene, everything looks clean, well-framed, and convincing. The only misstep is the damaged footage moment towards the end. Looks a little bit more like editing effect than something that would naturally happen to the camera. There really aren't any practical special effects here aside from the filters and the transitions, but honestly, it doesn't need them. The horror is carried almost entirely by sound, and the sound design is fantastic. Creaks, bangs, little ambient shifts that get under your skin. This short knows exactly how to use silence and small noises to mess with your head. I've got to call out that bathroom scene. Pure anxiety fuel. Absolute brilliance from a tension standpoint. Faye isn't the most original story you'll ever see, but it's a really good version of it, especially if you love found footage the way I do. For fans of this subgenre, this is going to be absolutely worth your time. I scored it a 7.0 out of 10. IMDb doesn't have a score yet. Let me know if you've seen it or if you plan to jump to it after this. And as always, right or wrong, weak or strong, these are my opinions.